Hello folks, let me just start off by saying Bill Keebler was set up. No doubt about it. And I know who did it. And I disseminated that information to the sheriff and to certain attorneys. Okay? And the guy that set him up is also a friend of another guy that was at the refuge, and he was out the refuge also. They have very similar MOs, okay? And the Bundys and the occupiers are being hit. Well, what they're trying to hit them with is bomb making and bomb threats. And I know for a fact that when this one certain individual showed up with a forklift and a big huge box that said explosives on it, Ammon told him to take it back and put it where he got it, where he found it. And this same guy, when Ammon was not there, showed up with the forklift again and another big metal box that he supposedly found 100 or so yards out into the refuge. And when asked what was in it, he said explosives. And he was told to take that back and put it wherever he found it. Okay? These two were working together. And there's, see, you got to know how the FBI works. They are the best at framing people, and they're best at psyops in the entire world. They got it down to a science. And they know how to manipulate public opinion. And in the midst of all this crap going on with ISIS and the shootings and bombings and everything around the world, you know, they're just playing on the coattails of all that and trying to parlay that into domestic terrorism by these individuals with the same MO, namely bomb making. Okay? They're desperate. These people are very, very desperate. The feds are very desperate. They don't have a case. But this is how they work. This is insidious. Okay, let me tell you about this guy. I'm not going to mention his name, not at least at this point. It'll be coming out eventually, I'm sure. A few months ago, we had a meet and greet in Tooele, Utah, with Bill Keebler's group. There were sheriffs there, quite a few deputy sheriffs. There were the Sharp family and the Finnecums and a whole lot of other people. Okay? This individual comes up to three people that I know, and I was going over there and he's talking to him, and I went over there to see what he's talking about, and he said, "No, I want you to stay away." Okay? So he didn't know who I was. And I was like, okay, doesn't hurt my feelings, you know. So after he quit talking to these three individuals, I went over and asked him, well, what was this guy talking about? He's like, well, he's talking about making bombs and blowing things up. I go, really? Okay. What else was he talking about? Well, he's part of this group of Bill Keebler, and he's staying with Bill, and he's also been part of the security detail at the Finnecum Ranch. So I ended up talking to him. Excuse me just a second. So I ended up talking to him. Same thing. Same crap. Talking about blowing up BLM offices. Talking about blowing up power plants. Things of that nature. I'm looking at him. I'm like, are you full of shit? Just lying, just trying to impress people? And I kind of decided, I was like, you know, I think he's just trying to be impressive. He's just trying to show off and show how big and bad he is, like he's somebody really tough. So I didn't take him serious. I just felt like he was full of crap. But it's something that needed to be addressed. So when I got the chance, I called Bill. And Bill had no idea what I was talking about. I was like, really? I was like, this guy said he's part of your group, and you guys are planning on doing these things, and he's connected with you in the security detail out at the Finnecums. He goes, I have no idea who this guy is. He said, my people don't talk like that. If any of my people talk like that, they're gone. I'll throw them out. Okay? That's the type of person Bill is. You know, Bill is a straight arrow. I mean, he just doesn't do stupid things like that. He's got good connections with the people there. He's got good connections with the sheriff. And you know, he's well liked by the members of his militia. And I like him. Bill always was very, very straight, honest and upfront with me. Never pulled any punches, which I really appreciate. So it was obvious to me something was really off the kilter. So I kept telling him, I said, and Bill just actually initially said, Brand, I don't know what you're talking about. You're mistaken. And I go, Bill, I talked to the guy myself, and this is what he said. And he said he's staying with you, and he's connected to you. And finally, I just gave up. I said, okay, you know, I don't know what's going on. So about a week later, Bill called me and says, I know who you're talking about. He goes, oh, that guy, he's not a member of my group. He just showed up one day out of nowhere, said he needed a place to stay. And so I let him stay for a couple of days. And he says he got so radical, he threw him out. He had to leave. Okay? So we've been able to trace this guy down to the Malheur refuge. Come to find out, talking to some of the people that were there and knew him, like this, they just didn't trust him. They did not trust him at all. They said he was really suspicious, things he'd say. See, here's what they do, okay? They'll infiltrate a situation like that. And, you know, the first thing they do is they start talking about shooting people, blowing things up, you know, and challenge everybody's integrity as far as, oh, you're a real patriot. Well, a real patriot would do this, this, and this. A real patriot loves his country. If you don't do this, this, and this, you don't love your country. Okay? That's what they do. It's called entrapment. And they're very good at it. The FBI creates more false flags than they'll ever solve. In fact, I would say 90% of all the things that they supposedly solve, or the terrorists they actually bust, they created the whole thing. That's what they do. Okay? They're not honorable. They are dishonorable. And it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Okay? And they know how to play on public sentiments. They know how to sway public opinion to, and you know, again, this is the way they take the jury pool. They create fear in the general populace that the jury pool is going to be pulled from. And they keep this shit up, excuse my French, they keep this up all the way up until the trials take place, and in their minds, subconsciously, the people have been programmed. As soon as they bring up the word, the prosecution brings up the word, oh, bomb-making material, domestic terrorist bombing and threats. Okay? And people in the jury pool and that jury have been programmed, and they're like, oh, we're nervous, we're scared. Let's convict these guys just in case they are really guilty. So, you know, and this is connected. I'm absolutely convinced this is, they had to get rid of Bill Keebler, because they're maneuvering to take the Finicum Ranch, and they want him out of there. In fact, the sheriff of that county told Jeanette Finicum that he had spent some time in Washington, D.C. with the BLM, and the BLM is not going to tolerate those guns out there. Which tells you something about the sheriff too, huh? Because he said, I'll protect you, I'll defend you, but you got to get rid of the militia. You're just violating people's Second Amendment rights. They have every right to be there. They have every right to have firearms out there. So why are you trying to get rid of them? If you're really going to protect them, Mr. Sheriff. I don't trust you either. And I'm getting to the point I don't trust any sheriffs. Because they waffle. They talk the talk, but they can't walk the walk. And if you, as a sheriff, aren't going to protect your contingency, the citizens of your county, step down and let somebody that will. Because you know what? You're what is known as a coward. And the fact, here's what's going to happen to you, sheriffs. If you don't make a stand, the day's going to come where you're going to be groveling at the feet of your new masters, begging for your life, or begging for the lives of your family. And it'll be futile. It'll be futile. They'll kill them, rape them first, and then kill you. Okay, Mr. Sheriff? And this is information that I've been able to get, that sheriffs are being targeted now. And that's what Dan P. Love is there for in the new BLM law enforcement. That's what he's there for. Make no mistake about it. They're going to crack down on every one of the constitutional sheriffs, and the sheriffs better get their heads out of their ass and ask for some help, ask to get the militia funded in the state of Utah so they can have some backup. Now I have issues with a whole lot of people right now. One of them is Sheriff Mack, calling what LaVoy Finicum did and the Bundys a debacle. Really? Standing up for the Constitution of the United States and your fellow man is a debacle. Remember the scripture, Sheriff Mack? Love your fellow man as you love yourself. The first one is love God with all your heart, mind, and strength. And the second is like unto it. So you love your fellow man with all your heart, mind, and strength. Jesus left the 99 to go find the one. He set the standard. And he commanded us to do the same thing. The Hammonds were stuck out in no man's land and not getting any help. And you, Sheriff Mack, said that the occupiers, or whatever you want to call them, screwed that all up. Really? Hey, did you forget Sheriff Ward and Grasky were the ones that were behind that whole thing in the first place? And you think for 1 minute they were going to fix it? They might have fixed it after they stole all the property. How naive are you? You can't be that stupid, Sheriff Mack. You have totally discredited yourself, in my opinion. Sheriff Rummel, same thing. Oh, well, you put me in a bad position. How about being a man for all seasons, Sheriff Rummel? If you can't do it, step down and let somebody else do it. Because you obviously are gutless. Here's another thing. I like the sheriffs in Utah for the most part. But you guys got to get used to having the militia have your back. Because you can't do it yourself. And Sheriff Gleave, you're going to deputize every man, woman, and child? They're all Mormons. They're going to go see what the prophet has to say about it. And you know what he's going to say about it? Look what the statement he already made at the Oregon Malheur Refuge. And they've never retracted that. Can't be scripturally backed what they were doing. Oh, I guess all those so-called leaders of the Mormon church never read their scriptures, specifically in 98th section of the Doctrine and Covenants. Sheriff Gleave, I like what you said. It's honorable. You aren't going to get them people. You're not going to deputize those people in your county. There are 90+% Mormons. And you know what? Whatever that leader, I will say pseudo-leader, because leaders actually lead, like Captain Moroni. These guys, they don't lead anything. But that guy up there, or those guys up there, they're going to tell your constituents, no, we support the federal government. Oh, and they're going to start talking about the 14th article, the 12th article of faith. Excuse me. No, we believe in sustaining, honoring the laws of the land, no matter how bad they are, no matter if they're killing their fellow man or oppressing their fellow man. How ridiculous, stupid. What an embarrassment. How shameful. Don't want to get up on that track. But Sheriff Gleave, you can forget it. I'll tell you right now, you can forget it. Okay? State of Utah has got to fund the militia by state law. And it's the only way this is going to work. Because if you don't, in the state of Utah, you are doomed. I promise. You are doomed. So who else was I going to harp on? I had a whole list. I'm really upset. I'm really angry. What's going on with Bill Keebler, Mike Emery. Fortunately, had a chance to meet with Mike Emery's wife here last week. He was totally set up. Oh, the FBI, yeah. They set people up real well. You know, I could tell you stories about them scumbags and the crap they pull. You know, they put people, kitty porn on people's computers and raid them. They plant drugs in their house. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. They're illegal in the state of Utah by state constitution. So is the BLM. What's going to happen? Is anybody going to do anything about it? Talking about fraud? How about P. Santilli? The FBI, the feds, knew that they were using a false testimony before the grand jury of conspiracy to have him arrested. And they know it now. They know it this very single day. And yet he's still in prison? People, you can't trust these law enforcement, the federal law enforcement. You can't trust them. They're just as bad as Obama, Loretta Lynch, Hillary Clinton. They're just as bad. They do their bidding for them. I saw them when they shook Ammon's hand, the FBI. Big smile. Oh, betray me with a kiss, Judas. Huh. Yeah. I guess he went into a church, and one of the FBI agents, also Mormon, shook his hand. Yeah, betray me with a kiss, Judas. The world is full of Judases. And cowards. And fakes and phonies. And who the hell's going to do anything about it? The Mormons are going to come under a great curse because they have the fullness. They have the fullness that's in the scriptures. And you are judged of many things, and one of them is for what you know and for what the opportunities that you've had. You are failures. You are, right now, you are failures. Stockholm Syndrome, out of sight, out of mind. I can't wrap my mind around that one. Just pretend it doesn't exist. You're all a bunch of ostriches with your head stuck in the sand. Stockholm Syndrome. I'm too fearful. I'm too fearful. I can't go down that road. I don't want to live in fear. Man, you don't know what fear is. Until these people are rounding up your family. Until they're on your doorsteps. And how strategically stupid is that? When they're on your doorsteps rounding up your family. When you're seeing your children and your wives raped. Yeah, rape. All these things are working in concert to each other. I don't know if they know it. But the FBI over here is working with ISIS over here. You get that? They might not understand it because they're compartmentalized on a need-to-know basis. And the BLM over here is working with DHS over here. Again, they might not know it, but that's what's happening because they're brain dead, compartmentalized. They don't have the ability to think for themselves on a need-to-know basis. Oh, don't rock the boat, you'll lose your job. Don't rock the boat because you'll be on the street with your children. So, hey, their children, in their minds, are more important than your children. Their wife is more important than your wife. Their job is more important than your job. And their job is more important than the entire country. And it's all going to hell in a handbag because of it. And these crooked politicians, Congress is pitiful. They're pathetic. The Senate, you know, give me a break. You see Harry Reid and that bunch, they operate free reign. Nobody reins them in. Look at all those corrupt senators and Congress people. Nobody reins them in. Jaws shooting their mouth off constantly, saying absurd things, complete lies that anybody can vet. Hillary Clinton, are you kidding me? I mean, she's told so many lies, she can't even keep track of them, and I think she believes all of them. So what? She's a paranoid schizophrenic or something? No, I don't think so. She's just that manipulative. Okay, I got way off track. I just wanted to paint a picture of what you're dealing with and get your heads out of your asses. Bill Keebler was set up. And I can name names and days going to come, and I can even show the evidence that we discovered, or at least I discovered, when I was in Oregon last week. That was presented to me. And it's indisputable. And if it weren't for the fact that we've got to protect some people, and even protect the evidence, I would have given you names. But you know what? You hold my feet to the fire, and you remind me, when this all comes to the head, that I was going to tell you who was behind it all, and give their names, and give the whole stories. People, if we don't wake up, it's all is lost. And you have no idea what's coming. You think it's going to stay over there in the Middle East? Are you kidding me? You think it's going to stay there on the East Coast where it already is? Michigan, they actually got these Muslim no-go zones now. You can't walk over there because it's all Sharia law. There's like 40,000 of them been brought into Las Vegas as a sanctuary city now. How many in Salt Lake City? These are terrorist cells disguised as refugees. And they got safe houses with all kinds of guns and ammunition just waiting to mobilize. You friggin' idiots. Oh, but you want to bring in more refugees because you feel sorry for them. Look up there in Idaho. They raped that little girl. Oh, but they're little boys. Well, one of them wasn't such a little boy, was he now? He actually penetrated that little girl. And the rest of them urinated on her. A little 5-year-old girl crying for her grandma. And that city council and that sheriff ought to be run out of town on a rail for trying to protect them. Oh, it's not radical Islam. Islam has nothing to do with it. Hey, go read the Quran. Go read the Quran. It's a hate book. Talks about beheadings and cutting off hands and feet and raping little girls and little boys. And you're going to let these Islam believers in your country? Are you kidding me? And they breed like rats. What is it? Something like right around 2 people for every couple in the United States now. And these people are like over 6 children. So the average person in America has like 2 and these have 6. Whoa! Do the math. Do the math. And they're all on welfare. Housing subsidies. Welfare. Social Security. Food stamps. You're paying for it. You're paying for these lowlifes to live in your country, to judge you in their filthy underwear with their towels around their friggin' head because they won't conform to our culture. No, we got to conform to their culture, and you're paying for it. And they look down upon you. You are nothing to them. They are the new La Raza, the chosen ones. And your representative said we got to be kind to them. We got to let them come in and take over our country and screw over and kill all our people. That's the translation right there. Okay. I probably said more than I should have said. But this is really disturbing to me. And I'll think of some other things to say in the near future. But all you people that are hiding in your houses, you're out there in the suburbs, you're out there in the hills or whatever, you think it's going to go right by you, you're not going to be touched by it, you're crazy. In fact, they want to get you first because you're not in the city. Yeah. You think you can live up there in them hills, or you think you can live way out in the suburbs and you're immune? What are you, stupid? You're all alone out there. They'll come at your house one at a time. You know, like I said, how strategically stupid is that to wait till they get on your door? That's just like the concentration camps. Once you're on the boxcars, there ain't nothing you can do. It's over with. That's the same thing when they're on your doorsteps. Because they're just going to kill you right there. They know who you are. They know who everybody is. They know if you're a member of the NRA, if you ever bought a hunting license or a fishing license even. Oh, here's a new one. If you're a camper and you go camping, you are now a domestic terrorist. You think they did that by accident? No, Mr. Forestry Service man is going to come by and get your license plate. And it's going to go in a database. And now you're a domestic terrorist. So you better quit camping. Yeah, quit camping. This is, I hope I'm painting a picture here. Just how bad this really is. You know, get over your Stockholm Syndrome. Start looking at reality. Reality sucks, I know. But when it's at your doorsteps, then it bites. Okay, then it bites, and it bites really hard. God bless you, people. You know, let's pray that God will be with us. But you know what? God helps those that help themselves. Quit watching your NFL, your NBA, your Major League Baseball, and all your college teams. It's a distraction, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to God. You're embarrassing yourself. You're shaming yourself. And all those that work for the government think they're just doing their job. You are like the worst. I mean, would you really think God's going to, oh, gee, Mr. BLM guy, just because you're LDS, I think I'll forgive you, even though you're oppressing your fellow man and not obeying my commandment to love your fellow man as you love yourself. So you're directly breaking God's commandment. You think He's going to forgive you for that? I don't know. I think you'll eventually be forgiven, but you're going to go through some really bad stuff. So everybody's working for the BLM, FBI, Forestry Service, DHS, EPA, blah, 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 blah. How many are there? I don't know. They're everywhere. And there's 3,000 new laws every year. And that's by design also. Because all of you are breaking the law somewhere. You're all felons, you don't even know it. But when they want you, they will be able to show you the statute where you're a felon. See, you're a felon. You cross the street against a light in the dark. You're a felon now. Just like camping in the wilderness, now you're a domestic terrorist. Okay? Okay. God bless. I hope you're pissed as I am.